Living alone as you grow older is often painted as this peaceful, empowering chapter, and honestly, it can be. You do what you want, when you want. But there's another side that people don't really talk about until you're living it yourself. I've gathered wisdom from people who've walked this path, and I want to share 9 things they're really experiencing. This isn't just about challenges, it's about the full picture, the honest one. Before we dive in, take a second to hit the like button. It really helps this video reach more seniors who need this information, and that's how we help more people together. And I'd love to know, where are you watching from? Drop your city or country in the comments. It's always inspiring to see seniors from around the world coming together to take charge of their lives. Now, let's begin. Number 1, you become your own emergency plan. Here's something that catches people off guard. You're your own safety net. There's no one around to notice if something goes wrong. I've heard stories of people who fell and weren't found for hours simply because nobody was checking in. One person shared how they started carrying their phone everywhere, even into the shower. Sounds a bit much, right? But it makes sense when you think about it. You might want to consider a smartwatch or one of those medical alert devices, especially if you're somewhere remote. A woman I read about installed a lockbox outside her front door with a spare key inside. That way, if anything happens, someone trusted can get in without breaking windows. It's not about being paranoid, it's about being prepared so you can keep living independently with confidence. Number 2, loneliness sneaks up on everyone. Even if you're someone who loves solitude, loneliness can hit you when you least expect it. Social circles naturally shrink over the years. Friends move away, people pass on, and somehow making new connections feels harder. One gentleman shared that he'd go days without talking to anyone. He loved his independence, don't get me wrong, but he missed those little everyday conversations. Chatting about the weather or what's for dinner, small talk that doesn't seem important until it's gone. This is where pets can really make a difference. As one woman put it, "My cat doesn't talk back, but he's always there when I come home, and that changes everything." There's truth in that. Pets give you companionship, routine, and someone to care for. Number 3, home maintenance gets real. Let's be honest, keeping up with housework gets harder. Tasks that used to be easy, like cleaning gutters or just vacuuming the whole house, start feeling exhausting. Your energy changes, and that's completely normal. One woman kept a running list of home projects that needed doing, but most of them just kept getting pushed back. It wasn't that she didn't care, it was simply overwhelming to tackle everything alone. If this sounds familiar, here's permission to get help. Hire someone for the heavy stuff, or ask family to pitch in occasionally. And if you can, consider downsizing. A smaller place means less to maintain and more time for what actually matters to you. Number 4, your routine becomes sacred. When you live alone, your daily routine becomes incredibly important. It's your anchor. Whether it's morning coffee on the porch, afternoon walks, or your favorite evening show, these habits keep you grounded. A woman in her 70s shared how she plays the same song every morning while making breakfast, just to fill the house with energy. Another person talked about watering his garden each evening, not just for the plants, but because it gave his day purpose and structure. Don't let anyone tell you that having a routine is boring. These small rituals are what make living alone special. They're yours, and they give you control over your life. Number 5, cooking for one is tricky. Here's something unexpected. Cooking for yourself can feel oddly difficult. Big meals seem like too much effort when it's just you, so it's easy to default to frozen dinners or takeout. But here's a different way to look at it. Cooking for yourself is an act of self-care. Try batch cooking on the weekend, or make dishes that last a few days. Some people treat it as a hobby, experimenting with new recipes. When you put effort into feeding yourself well, you're saying, "I'm worth this." Plus, it's healthier and easier on your wallet in the long run. Number 6, the quiet hits different. Silence is something people don't expect to affect them as much as it does. When you're used to a busy household or working full-time, suddenly the house feels too quiet, especially in the evenings. One woman started leaving the radio on while doing chores, just to have some sound in the air. Another person listens to podcasts throughout the day to feel like someone's talking to him. Whether it's music, audiobooks, or just the TV on low, find what works for you. But here's the flip side. If you've spent your whole life surrounded by noise, that quiet can be a real gift. It's space to think, reflect, and just breathe. Number 7, you have to be intentional about moving. Living alone can mean fewer reasons to get up and move around. Without someone suggesting a walk or joining you for activities, it's easy to become more sedentary. One man admitted that he slowly stopped his daily walks and didn't realize how inactive he'd become until his body started stiffening up. Staying active takes more intention when you're the only one motivating yourself. The good news? It doesn't have to be complicated. Set a daily step goal. Do some light stretching in the morning or join a local fitness class. One woman got a dog purely for this reason. The dog needs walks, so she gets moving too. It doesn't mean hitting the gym. It could be gardening, dancing in your living room, or taking the stairs. Keeping your body moving helps physically, but it also lifts your mood and clears your mind. Number 8, social life requires proactivity. Here's a tough one. Social invitations tend to decrease as you get older. It's not that people stop caring, but everyone's busy with their own lives. You might notice you're not getting invited to things as much anymore. As one woman wisely said, "I used to wait for my phone to ring, but now I've learned to be proactive." This is so important. Instead of waiting, create your own social opportunities. Invite a friend for coffee, start a book club, host a movie night at your place. One person started a neighborhood walking group that met every Sunday to explore local trails. It kept him connected, active, and doing something he genuinely enjoyed. When you live alone, you have the freedom to design your social life around what you love. Be the person who reaches out, and you'll find others will follow. Number 9, self-care still matters. When you live alone, there's no one to notice if you've worn the same clothes for 3 days or skipped meals. It becomes easy to let things slide. One man realized after years of living alone that he was neglecting himself. Skipping meals, not showering regularly, spending too much time on the couch. He said, "I had to remind myself that I deserve the same care I would give to someone else." Self-care isn't just grooming or eating well, it's also your mental health. Keep up with medical appointments, get enough sleep, do things that make you feel good. One woman lights candles every evening, puts on a face mask, and reads a book. It's small, but it's something she does just for herself. Make self-care a priority, even when there's no one around to notice. You deserve it. Final thoughts? Living alone in your later years has its challenges, absolutely, but it can be deeply fulfilling. You have the freedom to create the life you want, and that's precious. Just remember, it's okay to ask for help, to prepare for the unexpected, and to lean on others when you need to. Surround yourself with what makes you happy, whether that's a beloved pet, a garden, or your favorite books. And on the hard days, remember you're not truly alone. There's a whole community of people just like you, finding their way through it too. I'd love to hear your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. If this resonated with you, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe so you don't miss future videos. Thanks for watching.